Hi, we're back with Pinky, talking about the kingdom business. Talking about the God we serve, who is the most socially responsible being in the whole universe. And so how has He changed your life?
Oh, wow. That's a long story.
Well,
But to put it in a nutshell, I guess I had to come to the pits. I had to, things weren't working out. My marriage was failing. My business was on the blink. And I had nowhere to look but up. And I just cried out to the Lord and said, Lord, I need to get out of this. And so, the Lord works in mysterious ways. And He sent this woman.
mysterious siya eh.
Oh, He sent this woman to my shop. I had a boutique at that time. And He used her in such a way that she asked me if I could help her with her luncheon. They had the luncheon and they wanted a mini,
decorate mo yung luncheon?
a mini fashion show.
Fashion show.
Kasi boutique pa yung business ko noon eh.
Boutique. Like clothes?
Clothes,
I
yeah.
see.
So we ended up, kami na rin ang models. My sister, my cousins, my
You're pretty
nieces.
naman eh. Oh, and then, you're pretty and slim.
It was great. And at the end of it, she was just talking about how everything comes from God. From what's in your hand, everything comes from God.
Yeah.
And so I said, yes, Lord, and I just want what this woman has. She had that joy that was, which
Holy envy,
and she had that peace that I didn't have. I was gulo-gulo ng isip ko, no?
Ngarag ka na nun, ngarag.
So, yeah.
And then after that, so from the antiques nga, well, how many years ago was this?
Oh, wow.
Ilang dekada na to?
It's early 80s.
Early 80s.
Early 80s, yeah.
And then after, so she mentored you?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
What did she teach you then that you can share with us that we can learn from?
That
for our viewers.
Yeah, everything really is found in the Bible. I never read the Bible before then.
Really?
Even if I tried to, I couldn't understand it. Because wala pa pala yung Holy Spirit sa'yo, kaya wala kang illumination, no? But when I said, Lord, I want to know you, I want to know more about you. And when I started reading the Bible, it was like, wow. The words were coming out of the pages and it was like, it was 3D, no? Parang ganun nangyari. So I pursued the Lord and it's been an intimate time. He allowed us to go to Israel.
Wow, you've
been to Israel
there na.
twice. It's
wow.
the most glorious place.
Iba daw eh. When you go there daw, you really feel something
Parang
from the plane eh.
I felt like I was going home.
Really?
Yeah, when you're approaching, I felt like I was going home. There's a certain connect talaga.
But usually nga people will say, that's spirituality, Bible stuff. Baduy yan. But I realized all the kingdom principles, the ones that businessmen use, even that is from the Bible.
Everything's
Kasi
in the Bible.
In the world, it's the opposite eh. Di ba in the world, if you want to get something, agawin mo, kunin mo, you do everything. It's all about me, myself, and I.
Yes.
But in God's ways, it's different. If you want to be the greatest in the kingdom, you're the servant of all.
Yes.
Di ba? And if you want to, yung enemy mo, di ba sa world, pag may enemy ka, an eye for an eye, ganun ka, ganunin mo rin, gantihan mo. But in God's ways, it's baliktad. You turn pa the other cheek.
Yeah.
Kasi it's really love. Eh.
Jesus is very radical.
Talaga?
Radical talaga.
Kaya nga, and that's one thing that I'm so glad that I'm able to share with you today, is to show that God is not a mysterious, well, He is mysterious, but He is a God that we can relate with. He's really a practical God. He's a real one. Na hindi lang yung religious. God is really, He's the perfect father, the perfect husband, the perfect lover, the perfect friend, and the perfect CEO.
He's all we need.
Yeah, because He really provides everything. And in your case, so after going to Israel, what did you learn pa that everything good is from Him that you learned?
Oh yes, and after Israel, parang what became more clear in my mind is that we are living in the end times.
Yep.
Yes, and there isn't much time left.
Totoo
So
yan.
there's this intensity in my heart now to really reach out to people that are crying for help.
So yan na ngayon ang kingdom business mo, yung antique on the side na lang siya.
Ano na yan?
Sa totoo mo, you're right. Because 99% of the Bible has happened already. 1% na lang.
Malapit na.
6,000 year book. Everything's happening and we are really not only in the last days, we're in the last hour.
Yes.
And our job is to really put ourselves in place and to see how God will minister and use us to share love to everybody. It's not just the money anymore. Of course, we need to eat, no, pay our bills.
Of course.
But it's really about what is divine, what will live long. Diba? Kasi 80 years ang life eh. Pag lumagpas ka, but you have your whole eternity to
Yeah,
live.
and we have to invest towards our eternity. Yeah, if we do our investments here, stock market,
Yeah.
business, that's good because we
Oo.
really need to survive and pay our
Pambiling
bills.
gas,
But-
no?
But really, we have to really now invest towards eternity. Like, support anything that will bring people to the Lord.
Closer to God.
Yeah, support people that have financial needs, that have spiritual needs, medical needs.
Emotional and mental,
Emotional,
ha?
yes.
Nauso na lang because of
Napaka.
Robin Williams.
Napaka.
Pero really, ha, maraming mental illnesses and needs.
Yes.
And in the Bible days, when you have a mental illness, they say that you're demonized. Pero actually, it's really, it can be a chemical imbalance, it can be a wounding, it can be a generational curse, it can also be induced by stress. Diba? Kung wala
Trigger
ka
of
ng pambayad
stress.
sa kuryente,
Trigger talaga yan,
stress ka
ha?
talaga, tsaka sa tubig.
Yeah, ang dami talagang mga cases namin ngayon are depression,
Oo.
suicide.
I can relate with that, the depression.
Dami.
Kasi, oo, yeah.
And these are young kids, 18-year-old
And rich,
kids.
ha?
and-
This is what I noticed. The rich supposed to be have everything na, all the money, they have the mana but they're still lonely because they realize, oh my gosh, I have everything and yet I'm still lonely.
Kasi empty, may void pa kasi sa...
And that void,
Uh-uh.
sorry to say, because only really God can fill that
Only
void.
Jesus
And the
can.
sooner you find out that God can fill it, not the drugs, the alcohol, and all the other things that you get involved with, even workaholism, that's the only time you can feel the liberation, the
Yes.
start of it.
Talaga.
But of course, it takes time. It's a process. I remember meeting you in that seminar nga. So, that was so interesting for me that in the last days nga, people are going to really be about me, myself, and I. People will be lovers of pleasure than lovers of God. And I see this in media eh. Did you notice that? What can you share with us about that? Lahat na pati sine, di ba? Pati cartoons. That's what I learned from your seminar then.
Yeah, I don't watch TV.
Okay.
But lately I've been...
Now you'll watch kasi we're here.
But lately I've been going through, just flicking through the channels and
Oo.
napaka... Like, okay, let's talk about... we just passed Halloween, right?
Yeah, Halloween.
So the whole month of October, it was all horror movies, magicians, mga. It was just so dark,
Pumpkins,
so
yeah.
dark, no? And yet people suck that up. They love it, and yet they don't realize that it's dangerous in the sense that it really permeates your soul. Yeah.
You know very well that it was found out that was like Satan event, di ba? Like a birthday or something, or like a
It's
natal day?
what they call the All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, which is like their high satanic holiday.
Can you imagine that? The next thing you know, we're trick or treating. Yung palang history nun. See, you're not stopping anybody from doing it. You're just sharing the root of it. And it's their choice.
And you know, every time you expose the works of the evil one, he hates it. So even this show, he's hating it because nabibisto sila eh. Yung mga strategies nila.
Nabubuking. Pero it depends kasi it's a choice eh. Lahat naman nandyan eh. Even the commercial, di ba? The commercial for 30 seconds, bebentahan ka ng margarine. It's up to you whether you want to eat it or not.
Yeah.
Di ba? Kasi it's your choice.
Kaso we're being bombarded.
Ayun na nga lang. So, kaya nga, what have you learned pa? Okay, Halloween, what else is the example of all these dark holidays that we are enjoying, most of the people are enjoying?
You know, we're not aware, but...
Yung cartoons, nasyak ako sa cartoons,
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of actually scary when you see that our kids, toddlers, preschool kids, school kids are being exposed to so much garbage. And
which is
there-
actually
there's-
sexual immorality.
There's a
Kasi
lot
in the
of
Bible,
sexual
God wants you to
innuendo.
really be loyal to one because you're never meant to separate. It's a covenant between husband and wife.
It's a
And now,
dis-
anybody na
Oo.
lang, di ba?
It's a desensitizing of the child. The younger, the better. No, you desensitize them to evil, expose them to all these occultic symbols, expose them to all this. They'll say, it's okay, it's normal, everybody does it.
I had a book before in the 80s. It's called Subliminal Seduction. Yun na nga, di ba ngayon, pati pagbenta ng ventilador, sexy. Pagbenta ng soft drinks, nakabikini. Why do, yun na nga, it's advertising. And it's really sad kasi you're using sex to sell.
Yes, yeah.
And that's
It
part of
caters to the senses.
And now it's a cart, that's the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life.
Pride of life.
'Di ba? 'Di ba maski nga yung commercial ng mga diamond, 'di ba sabi, parang a diamond is forever. Na it's the proof na pag hindi mo binigyan ng diamond, hindi mo mahal. But who said that? That's also advertising na nga, it's really the gratification of oneself.
It's delusion and deception.
That's hard,
Na telling people na, hey, no, look at this diamond.
Na pag ito yung proof of love.
Oo.
So pag binigay sa'yo, pansit canton, feeling mo hindi ka na mahal or hindi ka na binahal. Pero what's interesting for me is the cartoon talaga. We could talk about it in the next segment. Pero grabe, pati cartoons na for the kids, meron na ring sexual innuendos. We'll be
Ang
right back
dami.
to talk about those innuendos.
Nako, should be.